In my years of gaming I've seen a lot of stuff. The evolution of the free-to-play model, the loot box controversies, the rise of indie developers, but something that always stuck to me was the crossover event between the Dark Souls and Serious Sam games, or as the official Twitter page called it, Serious Souls. Particularly interesting was the reaction of the community. Everyone in one way or another was surprised, baffled, or utterly indifferent. Why am I bringing this up? Well, I was playing Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem, and I found an easter egg that is a clear reference to the Souls franchise, and it wasn't just a random prop, it was a fully featured combat encounter. The bonfire even works. That was neat, and I wanted more. So I decided to boot up Serious Sam Fusion, that's where the crossover took place, reactivated the event in the options and decided to take the occasion to make a little challenge. Hence this video. Can you beat Sister Friede with only dual revolvers? Let's find out. Before entering into the video proper, I'm going to make a small introduction for those who never participated in the event. Basically, what happened was that Dark Souls mobs and bosses would appear inside Serious Sam Fusion, spawning alongside Mental's legions. To call this event a junkfest is an understatement. Look at this. You have the weapons and the HUD from the Serious Sam classics, the maps from the HD editions, the enemies from Serious Sam 3, and the unupdated models from Dark Souls 1 thrown together with the ones from Dark Souls 3. Though, not gonna lie, seeing how Crotin went above and beyond by polishing and finishing cut content like Undead King Yael to make him a fully functional mob was neat. From Software did a good job on their part by adding Serious Sam weapons and items into Dark Souls 3. I was not playing at the time unfortunately, but here are some item descriptions I found on Reddit. Also, this event rewrites the canon of the Serious Sam games, and makes Dark Souls 3 canonically happen between BFE and Fist Encounter. No info about the first two Souls, unfortunately. The low reason for this is because, apparently, the time machine of the Syrians short-circuited, perhaps due to Mental's machinations, and sent Sam into a different place in the universe instead of time, specifically in the lands of Lothric. You might be wondering, why? Why would From Software do something like this? Well, checking the web, I found this interview by IGN with Hidetaka Miyazaki, and I quote, "I found out about the Serious Sam games around a while ago and I was, let's say, intrigued by them. On one hand, they are complete opposite to the games we make here at From Software, and yet, at the same time, there are also many similarities between the two franchises that I could not ignore. I wanted to know more about these games and their creators. As I discussed with Crotim, we realized that both companies shared a lot of values and beliefs about game development. That is when the idea for a crossover started to emerge. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell too much into the actual event. After all, the videos about Sister Friede. Sure, I could go and explore the wonders of their mixed levels, on how they changed the final chamber by putting a stray demon as the boss. And sure, I could show the absolute mental encounter you face at the end of second encounter, both in the corridor and the courtyard. Also, yes, I am aware that there is an Action 1 mode. I just didn't feel particularly masochistic that day, so I decided to ignore it. And no, don't expect a video for it. Although, I will say, entering the church felt almost magical. Picture this. I have just survived my most intense battle yet, barely coming out in one piece. As I stand in front of the church, I find nothing. No monster, no mobs, no bombastic music, not even the usual final boss that should be here. Instead, there is just nothing. Nothing but a bonfire, the power-ups to refill health, ammo and armor, and the faint distant sounds of the bells. I refill my stocks. Usually the ammo is used for the final encounter, but today I won't need it. I still pick it up for force of habit. In the base game you are never intended to enter the church. Its indents were used only for the final cutscene, but today is different. I enter, and the scene is this. The church has been engulfed by fire. As I approach the altar, where the Holy Grail supposedly rests, I find nothing. And then I was amazed on how masterfully this scene was set up. Or at least I would have been if Sam didn't open his mouth to comment.
Hey, that nun came out of nowhere!
I had to retake the boss with the voice turned off. Wait, you say, why Friede and not Gale? Because he is a secret fight at the start of level 1. Duh! Anyway, the strategy is simple. Keep your distance. Friede can take you out in 2 hits. 1 if you are particularly unlucky. I actually lost a couple of times due to her speed and me screwing around. This boss fight was amazing. It felt like facing her for the first time all over again. She unfortunately got nerfed due to the lack of Father Ariandel. Yeah, I don't get it either why he couldn't be included. But hey, at the very least they kept the voice at the end of the first phase. For the second phase, the strategy is almost identical. The only thing you should be aware of are her dark attacks, capable of hitting from a distance. But as long as you bunny hop your way around the arena, you'll be fine. Until her eventual defeat, showing that it is indeed possible to beat Sister Friede with only 2 revolves. Thanks for watching my Spooklads. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, subscribe and do all that good jazz. See you next time. And happy April Fools to all of you!